Yeah.
Nate, I defer to you and maybe on your reaction, but also should we be questioning his character?
You know, I don't know him enough to defend him, so I can't say that, these things were done because he was quoting a song and he didn't mean anything by it. And I'm not going to go on the deep end and say that he's a racist. I will say that when you're young and you're a part of this group of millennials and every move you make is usually with the phone in the hand or the tablet in front of you, and you want to be transparent and you want to be clever and you want to repeat everything that you see here and put it right onto your timeline, that's where this all gets a little muddy. And there's a gray area that these young fellas don't understand, the NFL, the media, and fans, that they're going to dig and they're going to dig and they're going to dig. Peter Schrager said earlier, people went through 9,000 tweets to find a few of them that were terrible. But teams saying right now that they would have to, I guess, reconsider where they would draft him or why they would draft him. I don't think so. Kyle made a good point. The NFL studies these guys more than they studied tests in high school. They know these guys back and forth. I remember going to the combine, and they were telling me about injuries I forgot I had in middle school. And they were telling me about issues that I had with my family. People that I haven't talked about in quite some time. So if there was something that was glaring from a racially insensitive standpoint that was due to his character, we would have been heard about it.
But perception's reality. So in this locker room that he gets, let's say he gets drafted number 1 overall, number 5 overall, number 10. What is the perception in the locker room, knowing that these tweets are out there and having read them? What are the teammates going to be like, and how do they embrace it?
I know it's a completely different vein, but I got to be honest. It's similar to Riley Cooper.
Yeah.
Now, Riley Cooper, he said the N-word, and he was directing at somebody. And what I see in these tweets, it seems like he was trying to be cool, trying to be funny, and he's tweeting or retweeting a song. Inappropriate. If you're white, it's just something that black people don't appreciate, whether you're singing it in a song or writing it in your timeline. But what I do know is African Americans in the locker room, they're going to look at him and say, like, where do you stand? Are you that guy if I go to the concert with you and, we're listening to Kendrick Lamar and you're spouting out the N-word? That's inappropriate. I don't care if it's an A at the end or an ER. That's inappropriate. Do I look at Josh Allen and I see a racist? I don't. And I don't even know the kid. But he will have to address that. And if he's a man, which you got to be as soon as you get that jersey, and as soon as somebody drafts you, you man up, you look your teammates in the eye, whether they're white or black, and say, my bad, I was young, and it was stupid.
I look at it from the front office perspective, and Nate is right. So when we say that these teams do the work on the kids, we're not saying looking at every throw. We're talking about
deeper
going
than that.
back into the childhood, talking to middle school teachers, talking to classmates from high school, talking to college coaches, talking to high school coaches. These teams have done so much work, and we're talking about a prospect like a quarterback and a potential franchise quarterback and a guy that you're going to put your reputation, your livelihood, truthfully, your financial future into. You better know everything inside and out. And if you're going to get a tweet revealed, 9,000 tweets the day of the draft, I would hope if you had your money on Josh Allen, you knew this was out there already. You've already addressed it. And at the very least, you have prepared yourself for if something were to come out that you are not blown away and surprised by it. I will say this. Laramie Tunsil had a video come out the day of the draft, and I had a general manager call me while he was on the clock saying, what do you got on Tunsil? What do you got on Tunsil? And me saying, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. This comes out like this. This is not that. This is now. It's 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Teams are waking up to this. They have all day to do a little bit more work on this. I don't think it will affect the team's draft board. If you're all in on Josh Allen, a tweet from when he was a 15-year-old young man, whether appropriate or inappropriate, excusable, inexcusable, I don't think at this point in the process that's what's going to unearth you with the kid.
It's ugly and it's embarrassing. I think it's also extremely different from the Laramie Tunsil thing because you're thinking about how is it going to affect the locker room. Laramie Tunsil, no one in the locker room is going to be upset because he smokes weed, because they're not going to want to play with him because he smokes weed. You got time. If you're a guy who's going to be on the clock tonight, you got time. You got hours. You can reach out to your players. You can call your team leaders, your locker room leaders. Say, listen, we're thinking about taking this Josh Allen. Have you seen the story that's out there? Have you seen the tweets? Here's what he said. Would you have a problem as our team leader if we put Josh Allen as the face of our franchise? And if a guy who runs that locker room says, I got to be honest, I'm pissed off about it. I don't want to play with that guy. Maybe you make different plans. But it's one thing to trust your research. The most important thing is trust the guys are already in your locker room. I've been making calls all day to the players I already have.
I feel like this moment can define him. His 15-year-old tweets. that either lets that define him or he lets the way he reacts and handles it define him. He has a choice here this morning, and it was probably going to come out and address it. He's trying to figure out what to do. Hopefully, like you said, Peter, they had a plan going into this, knowing that that was out there and could have been unearthed at any minute. Unfortunately, it happened this morning, the morning of the draft that you want to be celebrating. Don't let that define you. Let the way you react to it define you. Come out and talk. You can come on our show right now if you'd like and discuss it. We'd be happy to provide that venue for you. But that's what I think.
Yeah, and listen, at 15, I've said some dumb stuff. At 25, I said some. I'm 36. At 30, I've said some dumb stuff. These kids have to understand, once you put it out there, it is going to stay out there forever. I get it. The new wave is to look at your phone and to put what you're thinking immediately on your timeline. It's just like drinking and driving. Just stop, chill, and think before you do it. Like, you got to. And I know he's in Wyoming thinking, ain't nobody ever going to see this. I mean, he grew 3 inches when he was in college. He was like, I could throw these tweets out there when I'm 15, but it's the NFL, man. We find out everything.